The Ghost faction. These guys are interesting. They're unique in that they rely on having a small amount of cards in your hand, and they get a bonus when you get that. Their strategy is more tactical because it really just relies on timing and playing cards at the right time, having the right number of cards in your hand to make your minions as efficient as possible and your actions as efficient as possible. It's kind of a brain teaser a little bit sometimes to play, to figure out how to manage your hand in the right way and your minions so that you can play your cards at the right time. So it's a fun one to play, but a little bit challenging. I would say if you're new to Smash Up, or you're playing with someone who is new, probably discourage them from playing Ghosts, because they can be frustrating if things don't happen just right. And they do rely a little bit to quite a bit actually on when you get certain cards, when you draw certain cards from the deck. So if you don't get the ones at the right time, it's going to be hard to win. Not impossible, but hard. So their main strategy, the bread and butter is really the Spirit card. It's a 3-power minion, and you get to choose you get to choose a minion, discard cards equal to the power of that minion, and destroy it. So you have to discard cards, which could be kind of annoying for you if they're going to be useful later. But of course, you have so many cards that get bonuses for you having a low amount of cards in your hand. So that's good. Plus, you get to destroy someone's minion, which can be huge. So this deck is really all about playing that at the right time, so that you can take advantage of other cards like the Shady Deal that will give you a victory point if you have 2 or fewer cards in your hand, and some of the other ones that will give you power bonuses for having low cards in your hand. So that's the main strategy for Ghosts. So who do you pair it with? This is a tough question. That's I don't have an easy answer for that. It's hard to find a good faction to pair it with. Because most of the other factions will do better the more cards you can get in your hand. If you can get card advantage over your opponents, they're going to do better, and that's not the case for Ghosts. You're going to really handicap your Ghost cards if you keep a lot of cards in your hand. But the Ghost can also bring cards back from your discard. So, something like zombies can be good to have more cards to bring them back to life. Or something that will get a bonus for being brought back. Those could be good, but in general, it's tough to find a good faction to pair it with, which is why I have to call this the worst faction in the expansion. But it can be extremely powerful, really good. It's just really hard to pair it with someone, so that's why I have to say it's the worst. As far as bases go, the Dread Gazebo and the Haunted House were the 2 that were added for the Ghosts. And the Dread Gazebo isn't that great. It just means that you can't play base action on this base. But they actually have Door to the Beyond, which is a really good base action to play. So, but it's the only one they have. Most factions have at least a couple base actions that you can play, so it's okay. But the main one you want to look for is the Haunted House, and when a minion is played there, the player who played it there has to discard a card, which can be good for you, sometimes really good for you, but pretty much always bad for your opponent. So that's the best one for you to use. You should be able to take that one, take first place on that one without a problem. That's it for the Ghosts. Take a look at the other quick videos for the other factions, or the full strategy video on Smash Up, or the full strategy video on Awesome Level 9000 expansion.